Hello, I'm Cardboard Geek. Welcome to an evolution in my cheap and cheerful videos. Basically, I don't edit, I just film as I am, and I'm working off a phone, so hopefully this is all going to be clear enough for you. If not, it'll never see light of day. So today we are going to show you the setup for By Stealth and Sea, which is by Dan Verssen Games and created by David Thompson and Nicola Saggini. Those of you familiar with solo war games will know David Thompson has a rather good pedigree in his games, especially those in the Valiant Defence and Undaunted series. And this basically is regarding the Italian human torpedo attacks during Second World War on the Royal Navy. Now I'm English, so it feels a little bit weird sinking my own ships, but I've had some good games with this, and I particularly like how effectively it deals with the difficult situation of piloting a basically torpedo with very little technology, which will often go wrong, into a harbour with the attempt of blowing up ships. And as you can see on here, today we're going to be attacking Gibraltar. And this is actually the second mission. I have played the first mission a couple of times. I've done okay. It's not been brilliant. Hopefully I've made minimal mistakes. But this is generally how to set up for, see that? Mission 2. BG3 was what it was called back then, on the 27th of May 1941. And historically, it scored 6 victory points, and obviously the victory points here are from sinking ships, from scuttling, and from successfully escaping. So I've already actually done the setup, so I'm just going to quickly take you through it, because it's relatively simple. On the left here, you have the actual manned torpedoes, and there's a chart for each, and each section has, as you can see, discs on it. So this is the Gibraltar game board. There are 3 in the game, and depending on what mission you're doing, depends on which board you're doing. Over here, you place 3 cargo ship counters. Now these counters are literally 1-point counters, 1 victory point if you can sink them. And then here we have the Navy counters. Now at the moment they are face down, so we are going to flip those over. Over here we have the lovely 3-point HMS Hesperus. Get that back there. Here we have the HMS Forester. Here particularly we have the HMS Clyde. And here we have HMS Faulkner. Get that one in there. Here we have the Wishart, HMS Wishart. And here we have the HMS Fury. Now, the research on this game is pretty good. And these ships were actually in the harbour on that day. And here you will have noticed these 4 counters. These are the patrol boats. I keep them here. It seems a good place because there's a little dock here. It actually says keep near the board, but I like them there. And there'll be 4, and they will turn up and cause no end of trouble. Now we have the SLCs, which basically mean slow-moving torpedo, but they obviously are using the initials from the Italian. And they will start surfaced, and we have SLC2 there. And they can start any way you like. So we are going to put them on. That's 3. Put this over here, and we'll put this one here. This one, I will actually set them in a direction in a minute. This is the time token. We have until it reaches here to actually do what we need to. So the game runs quite quickly. Now, over here, in this box up here, are detected tokens, which will occur should a ship or searchlight You can see they're a lovely shade of yellow, representing searchlights. Those we don't want to be put on us. And we have dice, obviously. What game would be a game without dice? Whoops. Okay, so that's knocked everything flying. That was clever of me. I am unfortunately having a bit of a clumsy mode today. I have some medical conditions which sometimes cause problems. It's nothing really big. So this is the malfunction die. This will be rolled to decide which ship will actually malfunction. And then here we have the dice for deciding which way the patrol boats go. And these will be used in general, deciding what is what. Put that back over there. Right, so that's the dice. Then we have the alert deck. This is the rather clever way in which this game handles alerts. Basically, instead of rolling dice, you draw a card. If it's below what's needed, nothing happens. If it's above it, all hell breaks loose. Now this has a rather interesting little trick, because I will flick through and I'll shuffle them afterwards. Where are we? We have, you can see, nice selection there. But there is one card we do not want to see at any point, and we will undoubtedly see it exactly when we don't want it, which is that one. The 12, which states, when that comes up, you remove the lowest numbered cards from the discard pile, up to maximum 6, whichever the lowest number is. So 3, you remove all 3s, etc. And then shuffle the deck again, and with this back in. Obviously meaning that slowly it will get more difficult to do things. We'll quickly shuffle them. And then, so that's the alert deck. And then we have the fold deck, and this is how this handles the folds. Now these are set up for the technology of the ship. On the first mission, they were all 1s. But as you can see here, there are now ones with 2s on them. Because the warhead and the actual torpedo technology has been improved since last time. Now, unfortunately, we improve in technology. The game improves the technology, and that will become apparent in a minute. So the breathing gear in this folds deck is the LAC Model 49, BIS improved. The SLC is a Series 100, which is a more advanced torpedo. Warheads are single warhead, circular mounting hook and wire. And the wetsuit is Vestito Belloni. Now that may not mean anything, but trust me, look it up. It'll make more sense. So then we have the forward positioning card. Now this is very important. Very, very important. Because this will be from where we actually travel. So SLCs were travelled on big submarines in special holding. And the longer the journey, the more likely something was to go wrong. Now, in the first mission, you start from La Spezia, which is a lot further away and in northern Italy. For this one, we start in Spain, at Cadiz. And that means that, luckily for us, each SLC will start with surge tokens, 2 of. In first one, it was only 1. And what a surge token does is you can expend 1 and re-roll your dice. So, and you will notice one of them has 3, and that will become apparent why in a minute. But basically, we have to perform a fault check for each of the torpedoes before we begin the mission. And of course, it says the target location is Gibraltar. Shorter journey, less to go wrong. And I can assure you, the amount that went wrong on the first mission, I'm very glad of that. So then we have, say, these are the SLC sheets. Now, I did mention the fact that technology goes up. This handles the technology going up with this here, and there it gets a card on top. Previously, searchlights were 10 plus if you were surfaced. They've improved them, and now surfaced is 9+. Our technology improves, their technology improves. First mission in real life was a total failure. This one didn't fare much better. So then we have, yes, the SLCGs, which I apparently have the wrong way round. But it won't matter. This is SLC1, this is SLC2, this is SLC3, though you will actually see it different. I will switch them around before the next video, which will actually be the playthrough. But normally, obviously, 1, 2, 3. Now, SLC1's operator are Catalano and Giannoni. And they get 2 action points and +1 to escape, which is really good because that means they're more likely to get away. SLC2 is Vicentini and Magro. And if I'm mangling these names, I apologise. I have Italian heritage, but I'm afraid to say, unfortunately, they anglicised and I never learned Italian. So I'm going to do the best I can. They have 2 action points and 1 extra search token, which means they get technically 1 more reroll. You can see on here, it's got lovely actual pictures of the people as they were. And it tells you which missions they actually took part in. And also, should you do the missions, what their skill levels are. Now that actually did say something, which I now need to check. Because now I'm a little confused. No. The book clearly shows. I was just checking to see if I needed to put a counter on here to check their skills. But I don't. Apparently on here this is the setup, so... So finally, is it finally? Skill tokens will not be used in this game. And these SLC tokens are placed on the wetsuit, the transmission, and the ballast tank. If that token's off there, you're in trouble. And then the batteries get 2. So your battery can go wrong twice before you're literally dead in the water, you're scuttling and running away, and then 1 red warhead token there. And that is the actual setup for the game. Now I'm going to cut this here, and I'm going to adjust a few things, and then I'm going to be back with an actual playthrough. So thank you, this has been Cardboard Geek. Subscribe, what the usual shenanigans. And I'll see you shortly where we'll get around to sinking ships, hopefully. Or sinking ourselves, whichever comes first. Thank you, and ciao.